What's up, guys? Today we're doing a gym accessory tier list from S to D tier. These are my personal opinions, so please don't take offense to these. If you have a different opinion, that's completely valid. It's okay. I'm not trying to hate on anybody by making this video. This is just simply for fun, and I'm just ranking these things that I think are from best to worst in my opinion. Okay, so first off, I'm going to start with water. So this one seems obvious. Everybody usually has water, but when you go to the gym and just in general, it is important to stay hydrated. I personally aim for about like a third to a full gallon of water every single day. I find that this is like a good amount. I bring my gallon of water to school, to the gym, pretty basically everywhere. Right? I like to have that amount of water. Um, just to keep on handy so I don't have to go refilling it all the time. So for those reasons, I personally am going to put water in S tier. Okay. Um, Next up, we have pre-workout. Now, I personally love Mother Bucker. Okay, this pre is probably one of the best that I've tried, and I've tried a decent amount. Right, so this is an extremely high stim, like 6,400 milligrams of beta alanine. So you're gonna feel that itch, in just one scoop, and 400 milligrams of caffeine. So it's a pretty hefty high stim pre. Um, and this is like a go for like PRs pre. This should not be an everyday pre. You're probably going to run into some issues there. So would not recommend taking it every single day, but it's definitely a great PR pre. So for those reasons, I'm also going to put this in S tier. All right. Next up, I want to talk about BCAA, right? I'm just going to lay it down in C tier, okay? Some of you might not agree with me. It's a great supplement to really get to get your BCAAs and all those like vitamins and stuff in it. And it's not going to really hurt you. I just don't recommend it. You can get the same amount of stuff from food, from meats, and good stuff, right? Just eat good food, eat clean, and you won't need this. Okay, that's for those reasons it's in C tier. We got micronized, yeah, micronized, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Creatine. This Optimum Nutrition is probably like $27 at like Target or whatever for like a long one, like probably this size of creatine. Creatine monohydrate, I think, is what. Um, yeah, creatine monohydrate. This is probably one of the most studied supplements out there. It's great for retaining water, and that's basically what it does. It draws water into your muscles, right? And it's definitely a good supplement. It'll probably help you put on like 2, maybe 3-ish pounds of muscle. But that being said, like it's also not necessary. You really don't need anything on this list. But I mean, again, you should have it. Creatine is not necessary. It's not like a need, um, but it's definitely great to have. So I'm gonna put that in A tier. Okay. Next up, we have whey protein. Whey protein is a great way to hit your protein goals without eating hella. Okay, if you're on a cut, you're gonna want to take some of this. If you're on a bulk though, you would probably want to take casein instead of whey or a mass gainer or whatever. But at that point, just make sure you're eating a lot and getting all your calories in. For those reasons, I'm gonna keep protein in A tier. Definitely don't need it. It's pretty important to have, but you definitely don't need it. Okay. Next, we got a good pair of headphones. I love Skull Candy because they're not too crazy expensive, but they have really good bass and they're really good. Again, these are not required, but I would, say if you're going to the gym, definitely have headphones. So I'm gonna keep that in S tier, okay? It's not going in A tier because like if you're listening to gym music, honestly, you're probably like 80 years old and what are you doing? I'm sorry, but like what are you doing? Next up, we got cuffs. So these are used for like ankle movements, or you can put them on a cable machine and do like lateral, like side raises. You could do push down, single arm with these. These are great to isolate certain muscles. They're very much not necessary, so I'm gonna put them in high B tier, right? They're definitely good and useful, but they're not nowhere close to necessary like a gallon of water or any water per se. Next thing we got is these two things. I'm going to put gloves and liquid chalk both in D tier. Okay, these are both the bottom of the list. I'm sorry, you do not need lifting gloves. If you're afraid of getting calluses, I'm sorry, shave them down. You don't need lifting gloves. Okay, next up, liquid chalk. this basically is just straps, but you don't need them. This is you don't need any of this. You don't need straps. You don't need liquid chalk. You need nothing. I would rank lifting straps like way higher than chalk. Okay, that's what I'm going to do next. So straps are very useful for when your back is a limiting factor for, or no, your forearms are a limiting factor for back exercises. So let's say you're doing heavy deadlifts, right? If your grip, if you're doing like 315 and your grip is horrible and you can't grip it, but your back is strong and you're failing on the grip part, if you throw these bad boys on, you'll get that thing right up. Okay, I prefer original straps, not the figure eights or the I don't know what this other one is, I forget. But there's a bunch of different kinds. Figure eights are great, but you can't really take your hands out quickly like these. I'm putting these in A tier. They're an absolute game changer if you have them. They're really good. Next, a towel. I'm going to put this in C tier. If you're wiping your sweat off and then you're spraying this and then wiping the machine you just used off, you're basically doing nothing. That's counterintuitive. That should be pretty self-explanatory. Not many people I see wearing these in the gym. They can be useful, I guess, but I just really would not recommend that. You don't really need them, right? Unless you're super duper sweaty, then I mean it's reasonable. But for me, not really. Now we got a belt. This thing's going in S tier. If it's not already self-explanatory, right? Belts help your core, help you get more weight in while you're lifting, right? Belts are an extreme changer, game changer, right? If you have a lever belt, even better. If you have a Velcro, whatever kind of belt you have really is going to work. But I prefer lever belts. SBD is a great brand, but it's like 300 bucks for a good one, so I would not recommend buying that much money if you're not that invested in lifting. But if you have the money and you really want one, go right ahead, buy a good belt. These are great to do lever flicks on. Some people say that's gay. I don't really care. Um, Now we're gonna go with a slingshot. This is going to A tier, high A tier, right? It's great for maximizing your bench gains and also blowing up your bench, right? It's helping you on pressing movements. It's great for helping your chest out. It's really self-explanatory. This thing is great. All right, no, not really any bad things to say. Just again, it's not necessary. Belt isn't necessary. Headphones aren't necessary. These are just great things to have. S tier is great things to have. Okay. Furthermore, we have a dip belt. This is going to go in a high B tier. So very low A tier, but high B tier because you can overload your back and your dips with this. It's pretty useful, right? It's not a crazy game changer. Um, if you want to train your back more, you don't need to use weight. You can, on like pull-ups, you don't need to use weighted pull-ups. You can just go very slow or learn some kind of variation like calisthenics, and that will definitely help out your back a lot. I'm not too sure about all of that because I'm struggling with pull-ups on my own because my back is weak. But that besides the point. So that's going in high B tier. Now you got a massage gun. This is going to go in lower A tier, right? It's great to have if your muscles are sore after a really hard leg day or workout, right? Massaging those muscles and um, drawing blood flow into them is going to help them recover quicker. That should be self-explanatory. Now we got oversized clothes. S tier. Controlled Insanity is my favorite brand of clothes to wear to the gym. Usually, when you see somebody wearing this, they're massive and jacked underneath, right? Just S tier, my opinion, not everybody's opinion. Now I got knee sleeves. So you're gonna go high B tier, right? These are great for squats and leg movements if your knees are weak. It can definitely add a strong boost to your legs and help you push further. So guys, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me some time to make and put together, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.